Okay, introducing another core value. Honor your own commitments. If you make a commitment, if you make a promise, you got to do everything you can to honor that commitment. Now, life happens, and maybe you're not able to meet your own commitment. But you got to look back and say, what percentage of the commitments that I make am I able to deliver on time? And ask that question about all the commitments you made to your teammates, to your supervisor. And if that success rate of you being able to meet your own commitment is anything less than 90% to a specific supervisor or to a specific teammate, you're doing something wrong. Right? You got to have a very high success rate. Ideally, you make that 99.9% success rate, that whatever you promise the team that you're going to do by a certain date, you do it. Even if you have family emergencies, you have events that happen in your life. Okay, even if, right? That commitment is not saying, I will do X, Y, and Z by this date unless I have something that comes up. That's not a commitment. That's a hope. That's a goal. No one wants to know about your hope or your goal. They care about results. If you promise the team you're going to do so by by such a date, you're basically saying, I'm going to do that no matter what. And I'm going to do everything I can to make that happen. So imagine something comes around, and of course you're going to have something happen. Things happen all the time. So you come back and say, oh, I wasn't able to meet X, Y, and Z because something happened. I got sick. If someone's new, they might give you a benefit of doubt once, maybe twice, but probably not 3 times. By the 3rd time that happened to that person, you've lost their trust completely. If this is your supervisor, you had this happen twice or 3 times, yeah, good luck. You lost trust, immense amount of trust. And to build that trust back is going to require enormous effort on your part once you break that trust. Do everything you can to honor your own commitments, even if shit happens in your life. Okay? I don't care if you have to go to the hospital, you're hospitalized. I don't care if someone in your family died. I don't care if something happened. If you made your own commitment by a certain date, do everything you can to complete it by that date. Now, if something happened like that, you were hospitalized, do I want to find out after the deadline? Like, oh, Michael, I couldn't do X, Y, and Z because by this date because, I got sick or I had to go to the hospital or something happened to my family, blah, blah, blah. It's all excuses. Well, first, did you do everything you can to still accomplish the task, to honor your own words? Second, if you despite everything you've done, you still couldn't do it on time, did you let me or the team know before the deadline? Or as soon as you knew that you couldn't do it on time? And if the answer is no, you lost my trust. It's professional work environment. Everyone has life where shit happens. You're not alone. Your supervisor has shit happen. Your teammates have shit happening in their life. You're not the only one where shits are happening. So if you made your own commitment, everything you can to meet that commitment. Otherwise, you're letting yourself down, your supervisor down, the team down. Organizations will not wait for things in your life to clear. It may sound rude, but that's the reality. And plus, you're going to be frustrated when you become a supervisor. You're given all these important tasks and everyone, they're not able to meet their own commitment. And they're not even going extra miles. They're like, oh, my supervisor is going to understand, because shit happened in my life. So yeah, my supervisor is going to understand. I'm putting 40 hours a week. I couldn't, but I took holidays off or vacation time. That's a C-level employee that when company downsizes, they will be the first one to leave or be fired. You don't want to be in that category. You're more than that, right? Honor your own commitment. Do everything you can. You got sick? I don't care. Do everything you can to still, meet the deadline. If you absolutely couldn't do it, even if you're spending 80, 100 hours a week, then proactively let those people know that, hey, this is my situation. I know I gave this promise. My deadline is coming up in a week or in a few days. I've done everything I could. This is what I have done. I'm hospitalized, but I'm still putting in these hours because I want to honor my own commitment that I made to you guys. But I'm finding that I just cannot do it. I'm really, really, really sorry. But when you sent that email, there were 5 other instances where you gave your own words and you were able to deliver 100% on time. All the shit happened on those things too, but you were able to manage and you delivered on time. When you send that on a 6th email, they'll be like, okay, we understand. And they will be compassionate because everyone wants to be forgiving and compassionate. But if that happens every single time, you get your project, you promise something, you're not able to deliver, they're going to be like, what is it now? Right? And they're going to be like, you don't think shit happens in our life? We still meet deadlines. Why are you not able to deliver? Okay? So if you made a commitment, if you say you're going to do something by such and such a date, you made a commitment to do it. I don't care if you get any sleep. I don't care if you're hospitalized or sick. Still do everything you can in your own power to meet it. And if you can't, then let people know. But don't just, oh, shit happened, I can't do it. That's not the right behavior. Shit happened, I've done everything I could for good amount of time. And 90% of the time, you will still find a way to make it work because you may find some creative ways to get to the destination more effectively because you were inspired. A lot of things like that happens. Or maybe you say, you talk to another teammate and see if they can, pull some weight. You already developed enough relationship with a colleague of yours that your colleague's willing to help. So you're still able to meet the deadline as a joint effort between you and the colleague. But the supervisor knows that you've done everything you can when you're in the hospital or when you're sick, when you're on the bed to still deliver for the team. Then you start earning trust. And they know that you're very reliable. And you're going to have a much fulfilling and satisfying career if people know that they can trust you. That whatever you say you're going to do by when, you do it. No matter what. Right? Not like, oh, that person is always going to deliver. If they're not sick, if nothing happens to the family, if there are no holidays, if they don't take any vacations, or if their family members don't, have X, Y, and Z. Well, like everyone has things happen, right? Do not come up with excuses. Honor your own commitment, okay? So now below the video, we'll have a few different scenarios where we're going to talk about these scenarios, what you should do, or what went wrong in these cases.